Hey loves, so you want to know everything you need to do to take care of yourself on your period to stay fresh and feeling your best. I'm going to be showing you everything I do and giving you some tips and telling you everything you need to know. A little disclaimer, these products and methods are what works best for me. Before you go trying any new methods or products, you should consider consulting with a healthcare provider, especially if you have any specific medical conditions or concerns. Everyone's body is different, so what works best for one person may not work best for the other. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. First up, let's talk about what a period actually is, because for some reason it's a little demonized in today's society in general. It gets kind of a bad rap, and it doesn't need to be like that. Because what a period actually is it's a natural process that occurs in the female reproductive system. It involves shedding of the uterine lining. What happens about every 21 to 35 days, it ranges depending on the person. During menstruation, the body releases hormones that make a sign to the uterus to shed its lining, resulting in bleeding from the vaginal canal. This bleeding typically lasts around 3 to 7 days, again depending on the person. Menstruation is a normal and healthy part of their body, indicating that the body is functioning how it should. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. We all get them, and if we aren't getting them, it usually means something is off in your body. So you want to get them, and it's honestly a blessing to get them. Now on to talking about the menstrual cycle real quick, because it's different than what a period is. We tend to say period and menstrual cycle, but they're two different things. The menstrual cycle is a monthly hormone cycle that prepares your body for pregnancy. It is considered of 4 phases: menstruation, the follicular phase, ovulation, and the luteal phase. Understanding your cycle can help you better manage your periods. Let me know if you guys want to dedicate a video on this topic, because I really can deep dive into this. I am 26 years old and I really am still learning about my own body. A lot of this information I didn't learn until I even hit my 20s. Now let's talk about products. One of my favorite categories when it comes to self-care and hygiene routines is the products I use. So these are the products I use and love. Again, this is what works for me. What works for you could be a little different, but I would like to recommend them and definitely get people in the mindset of being okay with trying different things and not shaming them because of how society looks at them. So my period products consist of mostly pads, and then I use tampons when I need, and I've actually started to use period underwear. It's new for me. I'm just getting into that, but mostly I wear just pads. So this is the brand I love and use. So it's the Always Pure Cotton Flex Foam. These are the ones I've been using for a couple of years now. With all the research that comes out about cotton being dyed and all that, I wanted to transition into a more natural product. And there are other brands, but I really like this brand. And this one is the paraffin-free, dye-free, chlorine-free, and fragrance-free cotton layer foam. So it does have the foam inside of it, but the top layer of this pad is the natural organic cotton, which is really good. And over the years, I noticed that other pads would give me irritation because of the top layer. This top layer doesn't irritate me at all, and I really do like them, and you hardly can even feel them. That's why I like the foam one, because there are other brands that make fully cotton pads, but I could always feel those ones, and they didn't move my body enough, because I do wear pads most of the time, that I needed something that could move my body, and especially if I'm doing physical activities or going to work and stuff like that. That's why I like the Always Flex Foam, but the cotton one. I don't have the tampons here because I don't usually use them a lot, but if I am going to get tampons, this is the one I would use, and it's the Tampax Pure Cotton. I would just use like the regular ones, but again, this depends on your flow. A lot of people get shamed or are embarrassed of their flow type. I naturally have a lower flow type, which is a little bit of a blessing, because I know some of my friends who have heavier flow types. It's a lot more work to deal with, right? The beginning of my periods are a bit heavier. The rest of my periods are a bit lighter, and my periods tend to only last about 4 days, which is in the normal. And again, some people's is a lot longer, some people are a little bit shorter. So I only need like a regular tampon and like usually a regular pad, because I don't have such of a heavy flow, and I'm constantly like switching them out, which is a really good tip. Make sure you're always switching out your products. With that being said, do not be embarrassed if you need to get a different type of tampon or different pad type because you have a heavier flow. Don't go with the smaller ones if you know you're gonna bleed through them a lot quicker. Use what's good for you, and who cares what people think. It doesn't mean the size of your vagina at all. It's just for your flow type. I don't tend to wear tampons as often unless I need to. It's normally if I'm going swimming or some type of event where I need to have tighter clothes on and I can't really wear a pad, because tampons just make it more uncomfortable for me in my cycle when I'm on my period. It just gives me more cramps and I just don't like them. I did mention that I'm starting to use period underwear. So the ones I use, I'll link everything in the description for you guys. They're just from Amazon and I've been testing them out. They're called Neione and they are really size inclusive. So they go like extra small all the way to 4X, which is really nice. I'm testing them out. I really just wear them towards the end of my period. I'm gonna maybe work my way up to wearing it through a whole period and see how I like it. But yeah, that's my personal opinion and choice on period underwear. I think they're really unique and cool, but there are so many different other products out there that you can use while you're on your period. So some other products I use when I'm on my period are wipes and feminine washes. I like to use the wipes throughout the day when I'm not home and then when I'm going to the bathroom and just changing up my products. Like if I'm changing my pad or changing a tampon, I will use the wipes just to clean up and kind of reset down there. The wipes that I normally use are from Amazon. They're called 𝐿𝐴. It's the 𝐿𝐴 Gentle Feminine Wipes. I will leave it on the screen and everything, but they are more of a like natural product, which I really like. If I don't have those on hand, which I don't right now because I use them all up on the last period, so I will repurchase them. But if I don't have those ones, I will use these ones from 𝐏𝐫𝗿, and these are the ultra soft flushable wipes. They're really just, I call them butt wipes. They're meant for like after you go to the bathroom, but these don't irritate me either, so I'll use these if I don't have the 𝐿𝐴 ones. Then when it comes to the feminine wash, so washing down there is a little complicated. You got to make sure you're not using a lot of things that could irritate you and throw out your pH balance. And you should never wash inside the canal of the vagina ever. You can wash the outside and all that, which is what I do. Don't wash inside with the soap. I don't care if it says it's meant for down there. You don't put it inside of that. Some doctors even kind of advise against using feminine washes. To me, it's my personal preference. That's why I use them, and I really only use them when I'm on my period. And the one I use is from 𝐿𝐴 as well. It's their Gentle Feminine Foam Wash, I believe. I don't have it on me because I use it all up. So if I don't have that one, this is another one I use. And it's from 𝐏𝐾 as well. This one is the 𝐏𝐾 Feminine Wash. It's meant for down there. And I use this every day when I have a shower when I'm on my period. Last product I use when I'm on my period down there, this is the boric acid vaginal suppositories. I think that's how you say that word. They go inside of your vagina. These I use at the end of my period, and it just basically helps reset. Usually like my last day when I'm very light, I notice just a little bit of like kind of blood in the discharge, honestly. Sorry not to be gruesome, but when it's basically at the end, I use one of these. You insert it. I use it at night normally. There's a whole lot of research to this. I actually have a video on my channel about this product, but I use this to help me kind of reset my pH balance and reset everything down there. Moving on to some feminine hygiene tips. This is again another category I really like talking about because I love hygiene. Specifically for hygiene down there, I kind of already talked about it with the products, but making sure you focus on cleaning up a lot down there when you're on a period is very important. That's going to prevent odors and that's going to prevent infections, honestly, because at the end of the day, if you don't take care of yourself down there, you're going to throw your pH balance off, and that is included for when you're on your period. So remember to change your products regularly. If you're having pads or tampons, try to keep up on changing them no later than every 4 hours. I really try not to go longer than that. I think some tampons say like you can do 6 to 8 hours. I'm not sure, but I've never worn for that long. I would not put a tampon in and go to bed for 8 hours. That's kind of a recipe for disaster when it comes to toxic shock syndrome. Look it up if you ever heard about it. Toxic shock syndrome can also happen with pads as well, but it's more common with tampons. So pads, normally you can wear those for 8 hours at like going to bed, but definitely wake up and change it again. Second tip, already talked about it, is washing your intimate areas while you're on your period, whether that's using the feminine wipes throughout the day. You can do that. I don't think that's a must, but I like that just for me to feel more clean throughout the day. But I think a must is having a shower every day. On your period, I feel like you should be having a shower every day. I feel like normal life, maybe you can get away with it if you don't have a very sweaty day and you don't leave the house, you don't have to shower every day. But on your period, I don't care if you didn't leave the house. I think you should still get in that shower and clean up. I personally have a shower every day on my period, sometimes twice a day. I love that I have a detachable shower head, so my shower head comes off, so I can bring that shower head right down there and make sure I can clean up there really good. Last tip for the hygiene part of this is to opt for looser clothes while you're on your period. If you're wearing tampons or pads while you're on your period, I wouldn't wear things that aren't breathable, like leather pants or anything like that. That's going to keep a lot of odors in there. You want to make sure you're wearing breathable materials and looser items. Keeping clean and dry is the key secret to feeling fresh and clean while you're on your period, because it's a lot going on down there. Okay, so now moving on to pain management, because at the end of the day, I don't think all of us are blessed to have a period and not have any pain. Majority of the population, when they're on their periods, we get pain with them, whether it's back pain, cramps, headaches. There's a lot of different things that can come from having a period. This is how I manage most of my pain. I am blessed enough that I don't have severe cramping, but I have some cramps that will knock me out for the day sometimes, where I just need to lay down and not do anything. And then with that being said, I do feel like as I get older, my period pains have been getting a little bit worse. When I was in high school, I didn't really notice it as much. I kind of feel like my cramps are like a little bit more rude. They kind of like to make themselves more noticeable throughout the day. The first tip or suggestion I have is to try heat therapy. It's pretty common amongst us girls. We usually always have a heating pad when we're on our period, but a heating pad, a heated water bottle, a warm bath, they can really help. Heat therapy helps with just relaxing the muscles in general that when it comes to cramps. So if you're having a lot of back pain or cramps in the front, heat therapy really helps with that. So I will lay in bed for hours with a heating pad. Light physical activity can help as well. So like walking, yoga, stretching can help reduce menstrual pain by promoting blood flow and releasing endorphins, which are a natural pain reliever. I don't want to hear it, but adjusting our diet on our period can also help with pain relief. I know we usually get the cravings for this food, the sweet stuff, the salty stuff, the junk food in general, but certain foods can actually trigger more pain. Incorporating foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and calcium can really help relieve menstrual pain because they help reduce inflammation in the body and muscle tenseness. We hear it all the time, but drinking a lot of water helps as well. Staying hydrated can help relieve bloating, keep your body functioning and doing what it needs to do to get through your period. And taking care of yourself. This is the time to reduce stress. This is the time to really treat yourself and relax. Stress can actually make your period symptoms worse. So making sure you take time out of your day to kind of relax as much as possible really helps with period pain as well. Try techniques of deep breathing, meditation, or mindfulness exercises. Those really help me when I'm on my period, is just kind of getting in tune with your body. And my last little tip for pain is over-the-counter medicine. I know some people don't like to take things, but your girl does not like pain. So if I can't take it, I'm going to take something to help me. So you can take over-the-counter medicines like Midol, ibuprofen, naproxen. I think naproxen is in Midol. I personally choose to take naproxen. Naproxen is a non-steroid anti-inflammatory, so it helps just take the inflammation out of your body. It can help reduce the menstrual cramps. And there you guys have it. I hope my period routine and tips and tricks can help you get through your time of the month. I like to think of myself as your internet big sister, so I wanted to share all these tips and tricks around this topic that is very much taboo in today's society, which again, I don't know why, because it's natural. And I know a lot of women don't get taught a lot of this throughout their lives. Again, I didn't learn a lot of the information about my own body until I was in my 20s. And I know for some of the young girls, they're still developing a routine. They don't really know what to do while they're on their period. They kind of just got told, hey, you're going to bleed one day, deal with it. And there's a lot more to it. We can make it a lot more beautiful than that. It's not a disgusting, gross process. It happens. It's our body, but we can take care of ourselves while it's happening. So if you have any other questions on this topic, leave me a comment and I would love to talk to you guys more about this stuff. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.